Guys, you know the video I posted yesterday just like about how my insurance was no longer going to be covering anesthesia if the surgery took too long or had complications? Well, they're not doing that anymore. Part of it may have to do with United Healthcare CEO, and part of it may have to do with the social media outcry. But that's a win for me.
You know, the death of the United Healthcare CEO has got me realizing one thing, which is Americans are extremely united on billionaires being unalived. Should we start a new party?
So America's hero might not actually ever have to serve a day. See, in our judicial system, the prosecution is going to need 12 to agree to convict. The defense only needs one person to... I just don't know. I don't know. All it takes is one.
Oh, what's that? The FBI needs our help finding the United Healthcare CEO attacker? They just put out his photo. We need to identify him? Gosh, I would love to, but considering they denied every claim that I've ever had, I'm chronically sick. I had to fix my uterine cancer by myself, and they've been keeping all types of technologies away from us between that and the medical system that would actually fully fix our health that they know exists, but they wouldn't make money off of. Man, my eyesight's pretty blurry from all of that. I can't seem to see that photo.
So on the docket today was whether or not we should raise premiums for this next year. I mean, no, right? Or hear me out. Should we maybe just like let them eat cake? Like just send them some cake, or?
Oh my God, bro.
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man? Get your ass on.
Imagine having as good of a week as the guy who unalived the CEO of the insurance company. Because not only does the internet agree that you did an objectively good thing for humanity, but now everyone is like, you're also pretty hot.
Okay, now they're saying that the United Healthcare CEO, Pew Pew Man, may or may not have gotten away by electric city bike, which I was totally calling bullshit on from the beginning, because first of all, you're going to tell me that you're going to take a city bike and put it somewhere in Midtown Manhattan and stash it so no one else is going to take it? Not possible. Second of all, you're going to tell me that you're going to go unlock a city bike and the first city bike you get is the correct seat height for you and works. Also, again, escape plot foiled. So bullshit, not happening.
It's happening. The people are revolting. Historians warned us that eventually, if the wealth gap became too wide, the people would have no choice but to quite literally revolt violently. Now, I am not saying that this is the answer, and my heart goes out to his family sincerely from the bottom of my heart, but I don't think that this is going to be the first or the last. The elites have been warned. If you keep taking and taking and taking, history has shown us time and time again that the peasants are going to eventually violently revolt. So I don't think this is, an ex-lover, a disgruntled employee. I think this is some Robin Hood shit. Someone either lost a family member due to a claim denial, because United Healthcare is quite known for that. I don't know, but I think this is the start of the next American Revolution. People are dying. People have no money. People are desperate. We know what happens in desperate times. Once again, not condoning this, but historians warned us that this was going to start happening if we don't care for everyone and give people a life of dignity and the things that they need.
We have some major breaking news that's like straight out of a spy movie regarding the shooting of UHC CEO Brian Thompson. Now, this is absolutely wild. Police believe that they have identified the weapon that was used in this shooting, and it is straight out of a spy movie. They believe that the firearm used was a B&T VP9. Basically, it's a modern version of a World War II spy gun that was called the Welrod. Now, apparently this weapon is very rare, so much so that even Eric Adams, New York's mayor, who used to be a police captain, said that he had never encountered this weapon in his entire career. Now, police are investigating a specific purchase in Connecticut, and also this firearm is manufactured in Connecticut. Now, according to the manufacturer, this firearm has a whisper-quiet sound signature and a nondescript appearance. Not only that, it features an integrated suppressor and a unique rotating bolt operation. You couple all that with the fact that when this firearm malfunctioned, this guy was able to clear it like a pro. You're talking about somebody who had training and knows what they were doing. Now, I do owe you a baseline video on all of this, but this just came out and I wanted to get it out as quickly as I possibly can. If you see that we're live, it means that we're talking about this. But drop your thoughts in the comments. Let me know what you guys think about this entire situation.
So I took CEO out of my LinkedIn bio. No reason in particular. I didn't want nobody to get the wrong idea. You know what I'm saying? I heard that CEOs have 30 minutes, child. So mind you, the only employee I have is myself. But I didn't want no confusion, because after what happened the other day outside the hotel to United Healthcare CEO, that's crazy. But what's even crazier is right after that, I read a headline saying that another insurance company is going to stop giving anesthesia for the full time. So they're only going to cover it up to a certain time. And I'm confused because I want to know, if you're the CEO of that company, you ain't see the news? No funny shit. You ain't see what happened to your colleague? You ain't see how within 30 minutes, they had started the meeting on time, stepped over his body, had his emails forwarded, and had his job posted on LinkedIn within the hour? I don't know. Y'all might want to rethink that anesthesia thing.
The CEO for United Healthcare got yesterday. Yep, he was on his way to an investors meeting that they continue to have after he got, and to discuss how to screw us over on our insurance. But anyways, he was assassinated. I don't know if it was an assassin, but the guy that got him went to Starbucks an hour beforehand, had him a little happy frappy, and then continued to wait in the alley. Or on the street. I don't know. He continued to wait after he had his happy, had a little coffee, and then cap. They had the meeting, and their CEO just got. What kind of ruthless pieces of shit are they? Well, okay, I can't get into this because it kind of pisses me off. I hate insurance.
My For You page is crazy. Everybody's talking about that CEO that got popped, right? Watch. I was just scrolling this morning. I screen recorded this. Watch this.
The CEO of America's largest health insurance company was shot and killed by a masked attacker outside a New York City hotel.
Right.
United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson was fatally shot in what appears to be a targeted attack.
Oh my God. No fucking way. Listen, if you have a 9 to 5 and you don't have any special perks, you got a 9 to 5. They expect you to be the model employee, give you your scope of work. You don't have any special fucking relationship with them or the owners. You just got a 9 to 5. Specifically, I want you to do the barest of bare. If the CEO's job is posted the day he gets shot, what you think they're gonna do with your job? They might not even replace you. They might just say, hey, spread the workload around, delete that whole job, glad he gone. You understand what I'm saying to you? They don't give no fucks about you. They never have. They never will. This is just the most current example of it.
You know why I don't care that the CEO of United Healthcare was also a husband and father? My mom died from complications due to diabetes. Diabetes requires a lot of supply, not just things like pumps, insulin, needles, test strips. It's things like batteries, alcohol wipes, Band-Aids, tape, gauze. 6 months before my mom died, her health insurance let her know that all of the things that she had been prescribed and insured for the last 10, 15 years of her life were no longer going to be covered. The insulin her life depended on, the pumps her life depended on, and the batteries that go in those pumps. The morning after my mom died, and I'm talking not even 24 hours after, 7 a.m., the morning after my mom died, a box full of all of my mom's supplies for the next 4-6 months showed up on my front step. And inside the box, with all of her supplies, there was a letter that said, "Due to the change in your current situation, we have now fully insured and covered your supplies." The current change in situation was listed as death. Patient expiration. So yeah, it makes sense that all of the health insurance companies in the United States have now taken their CEOs off their websites, because it's not a matter of if this happens next, it's when.
If you saw John Wick execute someone in the street, if you saw Jason Bourne execute someone in the middle of the street, and the local law enforcement offered you a $10,000 reward to help identify that person, what would you say? I know what I would say. I would simply say, my name Bennett, and I ain't in it. My name Lee, and I can't see. What are you talking about? The guy who assassinated the United Healthcare CEO, they're offering him a $10,000 reward to help with the apprehension. This guy inscribed on the bullets, defend, deny, depose. He executed this man in not broad daylight, because it was early in the morning, but in the middle of everything. Cocked the weapon, jammed, just moved on, unfeathered. This guy knows how to execute people. Why would I say anything for 10 grand? No. What happened? I ain't see nothing. I was looking at my phone. I was reading. I was walking. I'm blind legally. Yeah. They wildin'. They wildin'. In other news, moving on.
I've been shot. Oh, God. I'm going to be late to my meeting.
We're here to help. But before we can do that, do you have insurance?
Billionaire paid.
Yes. I'm insured with United Healthcare. Yes. Okay, we're going to run it right now and see if your insurance covers. Sorry, there's nothing we can do right now at the moment. But you can submit a claim to your insurance company.
What? What do you mean? I'm dying. I need help. Isn't United Healthcare supposed to help dying, sick people? Oh, billionaire complains.
Yes, we are well aware that you need urgent care. Really, 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 really badly. But your claim is going to take a very, very, very long time. Time that you apparently do not have. A delay, if you will.
Yeah. I paid too much money in insurance to not be treated from a severe gunshot wound to the chest. Billionaire weeps.
Well, we reviewed your claim. We didn't. And we determined that a gunshot wound to the chest is not urgent enough. So, deny, if you will. We're not helping you.
Billionaire is fucking confused. If I didn't just get shot in the chest, I would take you to court.
You worked for us. We're a $1 billion company with enough money and power to falsify, alter, and destroy any evidence against us.
Defend, if you will. Defense, the best defense. Jews can defend. They defend a lot. They
weakened the Jews. That's right. Oh, I'm dead. Nigga. Anyways, about to go into this meeting and see how much money we finna make off of robbing the American people. Rest in peace, bitch.
Written on the shell casings of the bullets that entered the body and ultimately took the life of United Healthcare's CEO yesterday: deny, defend, and depose. What does that mean? I'm Dr. J. Max Slaughter. I'm an emergency medicine doctor, and I am just as fed up with health insurance as you are. I will say, right out of the gate, I do not condone violence. I understand how it reached this tipping point. Delay, deny, and defend are the 3 Ds that insurance companies have used systematically, not just every now and then to make extra profits. Systematically, they have been overcharging the general public and underpaying the healthcare needs of the general public, to the point where United Healthcare made $23 billion in net profits, meaning after all of their expenses, after they paid all of their employees and all of their office space, every single expense, they still had $23 billion left over. And what is that money? That is the money that was socially contracted to go to the healthcare needs of America. And America is not getting that money. America is not getting those healthcare procedures, those life-saving treatments. America is getting those treatments delayed, denied, and then after they are fought with, defended against. And that is how they have netted these huge profits. And they do the exact same thing to physicians and healthcare entities. They delay, they deny, and they defend. To the family of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson, I want to extend my sincere condolences. And to health insurance companies across the US, there is a path forward with the general population, and that is simply to do the right thing. And right now, you are not doing the right thing. And if you don't start to do the right thing, I am personally very afraid that we will see a lot more of this shooter's 3 Ds: deny, defend, and depose.
You want to know what I think about the CEO from United Healthcare? That man was hunted down. That man was watched. He was played. He was stalked. There was no difference at all between a man in the middle of the woods sitting up in a tree, patiently waiting for a deer to come by. You see, I know this area very well. I watched all the videos of where this person walked by and where they were creeping. I seen the pictures that I recognize. It's all in a very small area. This guy that did this crime was waiting patiently across the street, down the side street, knew that he was gonna come. Somebody informed him that this man, somebody informed him that this man was gonna be there at 6:45 in front of the Hilton, walking in front of the Hilton. There was no way to project what time he was gonna be there. So I don't believe he was in it alone. Walked down the block, walked into a local Starbucks, got pictures of him there, pulled off his mask. You see who he is. Had a cup of coffee, patiently walked across from the Hilton and waited until approximately 6:44 in the morning. Saw this man walking down 6th Avenue into the Hilton. Caught him before he ever made it. Walked up behind him. You've all seen the film. Walked up, that coward walked up behind him, right to the back of the head. 102 into the legs. Made sure he was gone, jumped on his little bicycle, and fled away like a little fledgling. But nobody knows nothing, right? Nobody seen nothing. Nobody heard nothing. You've got cameras all around New York City. Hell, I get a traffic ticket at least once or twice a week driving my car. So those cameras going click, 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 click. but nobody can tell you nothing, right? This story, and it's gonna unfold. We will find out what happened. But this story is much, much bigger than a man losing his life on the streets in New York City.
I just don't believe that the police are as close to catching him as they pretend that they are. Because what do you mean that the same FBI and police that use the news to ask the public for help? The FBI was asking for the public's help in identifying weird drones that are flying over like New Jersey or something. These are the same people that you're expecting me to believe found the guy. I think it's like one of two possibilities. One, they're lying and they're trying to make the dude feel like they're closing in on him so that he makes some type of mistake giving himself away. No, actually that makes sense. Because police and former police were on the news talking, basically simping over this dude and how professional he was and how little of a trace he left behind. I was gonna say the other option is just that billionaires and millionaires have been putting a whole lot of money into this to try to make sure that they find the dude who did it, but I don't think they actually care that much. And given public reaction and their sentiment around this, I can totally see why CEOs and shit are hiring private security companies left, right, and center. There was one interview where a dude who ran his own private security company has said that he had gotten 45 new contracts yesterday.
You know, I wasn't going to talk about this because I was like, maybe this is too soon, but the fact that I've already made, 35 videos about how much I hate United Healthcare, we're going to talk about it. I'm sure that you're well aware that the CEO of United Healthcare, Brian Thompson, was pew-pewed this morning at like 6:30 in the morning going into an investors conference at the Hilton in Manhattan. And while I will never speak ill of the dead, I will say this. And the only reason I'm even going to say this is because of all the outrage in the comments, like people saying, oh my gosh, I can't believe this. Why would this happen? Why did this happen? Now, this is purely speculation, and they're saying that this was probably a premeditated attack, but people are tired. They're tired of corporate greed. They're tired of CEOs making millions of dollars while their family members are not being taken care of properly. And if you think this is going to be the end of it, it's not. You guys remember what happened to the Cash App CEO? The fact that someone stood in the cold, knew exactly what door he was going to come out of, had a mask, had a hoodie, and fled on a bike, waited for him in the freezing cold to shoot him, should say something. In my opinion, violence is never the answer. But when you push people up against a wall and you make people feel like they're unheard, and you show them, furthermore, that the world is not fair, and you deny people coverage, and you put policies into place that screw people out of the little bit of care that they may receive, yeah, this is exactly what's going to happen.
I'm back with another question. Let's get to the question. How do you feel about United Healthcare CEO being taken out? Some of you may not like what I'm about to say. I believe in karma. And I believe karma came around immediately for this man. Now, I do not have United Healthcare, but I've been reading the comments, and it's people underneath these posts stating that their loved ones was denied cancer treatment, surgeries. I can't even imagine while I sit here in the hospital waiting for my partner who is in surgery right now. Update on the case, they just found the bullet casings that had the word deny, depose, and defend engraved in them. This was definitely a targeted attack. And I really want to hear the backstory. I really want to know why he did what he did. I want to know what this company did. And on top of that, I hope this puts fear in other major insurance companies, CEOs, to change their policies, because we're paying for this insurance and you should be able to protect us. So give me your honest thoughts in the comments. Let's talk.
Let me tell you something. Your ops be waiting for you early in the morning. They don't do things at night. Nobody's moving at night anymore. They're coming through at 7 o'clock in the morning. What am I talking about? If you have United Healthcare, listen up. Why did it just take out Mr. Thompson in front of the Hilton Hotel this morning at 7 a.m., gunned him down? He didn't make it. He did not make it. In New York City. Criminal, what? Who knew your itinerary? Your admin and your wife should know your... Ooh, Mr. Thompson, I hope you wasn't creeping because somebody came after you at 7 o'clock in the morning and knew where you were staying at. Either way, rest in peace. In other news, are you going to take out my monthly deductible this month? Or do I get a pass for bereavement? No? Too soon? Sorry. That 50 years old is super young. Now's your chance to change up the rules because United Healthcare, you guys like to reject people's referrals, and you guys are mad annoying always calling us about our medication. Like, stop it. Furthermore, this is New York City with all these high-tech cameras. You can catch somebody's license that's blocked with a bicycle on their car, but you can't catch a gunman who was on foot and jumped on a bicycle. Make it make sense. What are we paying all these high-tech cameras to be installed for?
In the history of literally ever on this planet, history has repeated itself over and over. It's cyclical. And there is one thing that is wildly clear, that when there is a wealth gap that is so large and unmanageable, and there is nothing being done by the people responsible for creating it and perpetuating it to narrow that gap, the people that do not benefit from it, they reach a breaking point and they come out and they act in a way that is on behalf of the people, by the people, for the people. It is just history. The Peasants' Revolt, the French Revolution, the Russian Revolution, the American Revolution. It is just, it's undeniable. And listen, my condolences go out to the family of the United Healthcare CEO, okay? That is devastating for them, and I am not condoning anything whatsoever. I am just pointing out the fact that history repeats itself. And for my astrology people, Pluto just moved into Aquarius, and the last time that it was in Aquarius, we had the French Revolution, the American Revolution, you know, all of those revolutions. So just do with that what you will, because history has been screaming at us that this is coming. This is starting.
Someone just took a fucking hit out on the CEO of United Healthcare. 2024 is getting really, really scary, and I want to know, when did we start unaliving people who owned healthcare industries? Not only are they saying this is premeditated, but they're saying that there is a motive behind it. He was coming out of his hotel room and someone walked up behind him and literally him down in the middle of the damn street. The CEO of United Healthcare. Guess it's no coincidence that United Healthcare is a part of Medicaid or Medicare, otherwise known as Obamacare. They're saying he was struck at least once in the back and at least once in the right calf, adding that the suspect was lying in wait for several minutes. This is the CEO of United Healthcare, and they also have a government contract through Medicaid to make sure that families and individuals who have no private insurance get the bare minimum access to free healthcare, if anything. Obamacare, you know, the slander, the term used for affordable health insurance that helps minorities and people who can't afford private insurance to get it. The CEO, who has a government contract, was just unalive. CEO was literally in New York when he was walking outside of his Hilton Hotel in Midtown Manhattan, where he was on his way to speak to a United Group's investor conference when the gunman approached him from behind and fired several rounds. I know it's too crazy to believe that this man also has a government contract which provides Medicare for thousands, billions, millions of people who can't afford private insurance. But here it is right here. UHC, which is United Health Coverage, is a private insurance company that has contracted with the federal government to sell Medicare plans. Members of the UHC Medicare Advantage plans generally must use the providers and hospital within the plan's networks for non-emergency healthcare. Basically, that's just what Medicare is. And he was just taken out at a time where they have been trying to get rid of Obamacare for the longest. Yep, we might want to go check on the inventor of food stamps because I know what's going on, but do y'all know what's going on?
Child, R.I.P. Brian Thompson, R.I.P. to you, but what the heck did you do? Huh? R.I.P. to you, but what the heck did you do? If y'all unaware of the situation, United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson, he was unalived outside of the Hilton, downtown Manhattan. Who is he? The CEO of United Healthcare. Now, why is this crazy? Because they say that the suspect was sitting outside of there for maybe hours, waiting on him. Could this be a higher situation? Absolutely, but we don't know. Honestly, I don't got a lot of information, and it's not about to be nothing that I say I know a whole lot of information, because it's sketchy, if you ask me. And this is one of them little conspiracy theories. I ain't got time, okay? I'm just here being nosy, trying to figure out who the hell got time to sit in Manhattan in 30-degree weather with a black hoodie and a book bag on, waiting for somebody to come in or out of a hotel. They looking for the suspect. They say he shot down the alleyway, so he had an exit plan. Apparently, cops was within earshot or arm shot. I don't know the specifics of the situation. It's just everything is in an uproar. But one thing I can tell you, last time we seen something like this was the Cash App CEO. And that shit just finished out of thin air. I'm going to keep y'all abreast of this situation, but it's something sticky going on. Right before my mans get in office. But I'm going to mind my business, though. I'm just a messenger.
The CEO of United Healthcare, gone. In the middle of Manhattan, in the middle of the morning, in front of everyone. Have you dealt with United Healthcare? Have you dealt with them? Have you had a friend, a family member who has had to get a pre-authorization for a necessary procedure and they've denied them over and over again? Have you dealt with this company in particular, of all the different managed healthcare companies, managed healthcare plans, and dealt with how horrible they are? I think this morning it's going to be very difficult. I think there's a lot of thoughts. I think it's going to be a stretch to manage a lot of prayers.
You were looking at a gunman carrying out a hit. Police say no question he's aiming at his target, 50-year-old Brian Thompson, the CEO of United Healthcare.
It appears the suspect was lying in wait for several minutes. And as the victim was walking to the conference hotel, the suspect approached from behind and fired several rounds.
Apparently, the gunman waited for about 5 minutes for Thompson to arrive at the Hilton Hotel on West 54th Street and 6th Avenue. Thompson was on his way to speak at the United Healthcare Group Investor Conference when the gunman walked up from behind and fired several rounds. This taxi driver witnessed it all.
I hear a shot, and when I look around, I saw a guy with a gun, and he shot 3 times. And then he started running. I was scared, because my car was on and maybe he's gonna shoot me because I saw everything,
Police believe the gunman is familiar with handling weapons. He targeted Thompson right as he crossed the street before entering the hotel.
The shooter steps onto the sidewalk from behind the car. He ignores numerous other pedestrians, approaches the victim from behind and shoots him in the back. The shooter then walks toward the victim and continues to shoot. It appears that the gun malfunctions as he clears the jam and begins to fire again.
After the shooting, police say the gunman ran into an alleyway near the Hilton. He then hopped on a city bike and was last seen riding the bike into Central Park. The timing and location of Thompson's shooting death has left some tourists very concerned.
I think it's definitely sad to hear that. I think we need more information to find out what was going on.
It's a bit scary. But on the whole, I feel quite safe here.
I'm going to talk about United Healthcare. I am not going to talk about what happened to their CEO yesterday because I can't be honest about how I feel about it. And if I can't be honest, then I'm just not going to talk about it. But I'm going to give you some facts about it because I work with insurance and people should know. People should know these things. So United Healthcare, they own Optum Health, they own Change Healthcare. There's 158 subsidiaries underneath of United Healthcare, some of which are overseas, and most of those are pharmaceutical services. So yes, they also are part of Big Pharma. So now they're insurance, Big Pharma. Change Healthcare. If you don't know what that is the service that processes the claims from the provider to the insurance company so the provider can get the pittance of money that the insurance company is going to pay them for their services that have been rendered. Earlier this year, Change Healthcare got hacked. It's almost been a year now. They still aren't completely back up and running. So when this happened, United Healthcare, I know y'all think doctors sit on piles of cash. That's not how it works. They have to be getting the insurance money in on a regular basis to keep their money flow going. Well, when you can't send your claims in because Change Healthcare has been hacked and you can't mail it in, and you have to go around all these, the doctors weren't getting paid. Their bank accounts were empty. So a lot of them were going under. So United Healthcare went out and was like, hey, we can help you out. We'll buy your practice, your hospital, your urgent care. And they went and they bought them. So now they're insurance, now they're pharmaceutical, now they own the system that processes the claims. Now they own the providers that use their insurance. The providers are owned by United Healthcare and getting paid from United Healthcare claims. You know they're already in trouble with the DOJ already because of all of this. Like if this is not a monopoly, I don't know what is. So in 2023, their total revenue was $371.6 billion, 14.6% increase from 2022, and $22.4 billion in profit in 2023. They paid out $281.4 billion in claims in 2023. But let me tell you this, United Healthcare is the main insurance for Medicare, Medicaid, and Obamacare plans. That is the main, is 29% enrollment is United Healthcare under those three things. Those are all government-run healthcare systems. And United Healthcare is the main insurer for all of them. I don't know about you, but when a company decides to become that big, that they are now the doctor, they're the provider, they're the insurance company, they're the pharmaceutical company, they're the company that processes their own claims. They did a study, and United Healthcare, by a 90% margin, denied more claims than any other insurance company on the market. And again, they are the highest enrollment for all of the government-run healthcare, Medicare, Medicaid, Obamacare. They deny, and then people die. People die.
We still do not know why the CEO of United Healthcare was murdered on Wednesday here on the streets of New York, but some of us have been really surprised by the reaction online. Many have shared their very deep frustration with the health insurance industry.
I have never seen Americans so united on something as I have over the last 24 hours in the comment sections on these news articles about the United Healthcare CEO.
If you think that I didn't need anesthesia to have surgery, you're insane.
I'm having a hard time being empathetic to the situation whatsoever, because this is a billion-dollar company, okay, that denies access to people every single day.
And we're fighting with the insurance company
over her dialysis to keep her alive.
Having said that, I think that there is something really instructive in seeing how almost gleeful people are about this horrible event. And the truth of the matter is what it tells me is something that we all already know, that Americans have just had it. We have had it.
She speaks for a lot of people there, but this really isn't about this tragedy. The videos of the doctors talking about their frustrations with insurers are from before the shooting.
I had billed $12 and change for a patient's allergy injection, and they had done an audit and said that they weren't going to cover that bill of $12 and change. I am a doctor, and I have no idea why they're able to deny this.
Does anyone else feel like they're having everything denied and need to appeal lately? I mean, I'm talking about joint replacements for a patient with bone-on-bone arthritis needing to get appealed for no reason. Like, what do we do? How can we make this end? I just feel like I'm in this cycle, spending more time dealing with insurance companies than with patients.
Insurance is the largest roadblock to just attaining proper treatment, access to healthcare. And it's just like we're just bleeding money left and right in this healthcare industry. And who is it benefiting? Not benefiting me as a doctor. It's not benefiting the patient. Who is it actually benefiting?
Wow, here